strange place.
Returning. Hello?
Hello?
It's Bastards returning.
Oh, we have a visitor.
Oh?
So tell me, what do you know
Hello.
about those men that killed themselves over here?
They were troubled men. Men our priest sent to find. Or well, sent Weaver to find. They were meant to come and find our congregation.
Does that mean you're with the cult?
Yes, yeah.
Yes! I've been so looking forward to this. I'm sorry, you have... So, let me start over. I'm sorry, I'm getting terribly excited. My name is Martha Max. I'm a wizard. I used to be. Things are different. There's no magic here now. But, I've been actually looking for them. So,
Who's this guy?
are there different parts of the cult? Are there different factions? Is it all united? Do you have a common goal? Is the portal going to... I'm sorry.
Yo, Yoda, can you chill the fuck out for 2 seconds?
He's a little bit
Who are you?
excitable, isn't he?
He's basically your #1 fan, from what I can tell.
Well, that's not entirely accurate, but... Yes, I have an interesting theory. Now, don't tell me. Don't
It's
tell me if you're
Rasta.
right, but my theory is that...
No, welcome.
So, I heard from the clowns that the cult likes the number 12. They didn't
Hey.
really elaborate on that. I don't suppose you can tell me the significance of that.
Of course.
Okay. The two of you. Don't shoot
Yep.
him. Please.
Hey dude, what's your name?
Grim. Creeper.
Grim. Grim Reaper, alright.
Creeper.
Creeper. Well, my name is Ja, okay?
Fuck, these kids came back at the worst
Ja.
fucking time.
Pleasure.
Pleasure to.
Anyway, so what happens now since the 4 men killed themselves and now you're here? You're not the
Well,
first
I
guy
came
to
to explain.
Okay. Go ahead.
I've heard. I understand that it's confusing. So, those men are troubled minds, and there are more like them. We're attempting to gather them together to help them. But they cannot be disturbed on their journey. The death of one means the death of all. I don't fully understand why they think this and why they behave the way they do. But they do.
Good. So because one of the crawling ones died, they all killed themselves.
The one leading them took the rest with him. Yes.
Where were they supposed to go?
Oh, I can't tell you where we congregate. It wouldn't be safe for the priest.
So, who's the priest?
In time, you'll meet him.
Do all their journeys lead to this church?
No. They were passing by.
When's the next
Weeper,
journey?
we told them to come here on their journey. He speaks very highly of you. And that is uncommon for the Grim Weeper to speak at all.
Of me? Or of us?
Of this place. He said there were kind people here. And that on their journey, they could stop for food and water here.
They can.
I don't know if others will come by.
What happens when they reach the priest?
Well, he will try to fix their minds, normalize them, give them something to live for. Like he's done for me and for Weeper.
What do you live
I live to serve. It's all I have now.
for? You serve the priest? Or someone else?
I serve the priest. Together, we serve the master.
And who is the master?
You know his name.
I...
The vein of all the saints on the walls in here.
Papa?
Yes.
Now, who are the Covenant, and why do they seem to be very interested in your actions and this church?
I don't know any covenant.
People that wear bags on their heads and barely speak.
So who are you?
Unknown to
Like the
me.
messenger or something?
Something like that.
Hmm. Did you meet somebody called what's his name? Silent Joy Singh.
Hmm. No.
All right. Did you do you go like through every group, every people, every heaven like here and just spread your words? Is that what you're doing?
Yes.
A few of the members in this particular establishment are also very curious as to what he has to say. They're not around at the moment, so I'm asking all the questions they normally would.
Yeah, it's all right. I'm doing kind of the same, if you don't mind, obviously.
Yeah, no, go ahead. I mean, as long as he doesn't mind as...
All right. Did you meet those Forsaken loyalist mans? They have like green armbands.
They don't like me.
Nah, okay. Yeah, that's the vibe I got from them too, a bit.
So, yes. One more question. I don't want you to give everything away. Naturally, I enjoy guessing as much as the next person. But is there somewhere you're all going?
There is.
I don't suppose you care to enlighten us a little bit.
That would put the priest in danger.
Hmm.
I must protect the priest. He has big plans.
And how big are we talking?
I don't doubt that.
Grand plans.
The last time anyone's heard the name Papa, a lot of people died. Is that the plan again?
When you think about it, the number of people who've died, all the people who will die, they fail in comparison to what the cult has done. We've killed 10. How many of you killed here?
You got me. He does have me. I've killed quite a few more than 10.
What did your people want with Red Star? About a year ago.
I don't know. I wasn't here.
But you're one of their zealots, right? Or
I
did they
am
tell you these
now.
things?
He calls himself like the messenger or something. You
It must
know.
not be important.
Yeah, obviously not. It would be too easy if you asked.
Can you give me names of people you're looking for? Especially the woman who runs with wolves.
She loved the bull, and our priest wants to honor her for taking care of him.
Is it Shadow?
Shadow. That's her name.
Who's outside?
Me?
Oh, hey.
Who's me?
Sorry.
Who's the one that
Oh,
feigns
alright.
You know him. We've met him here once.
friend Momo?
Is
You're
this the
looking
nice
for
lady
Momo, huh?
that we first spoke of?
Yes, this is Audie.
Hello, Audie.
Hey. Hi. Are you okay? Do you have a cold? Maybe I could find you some cough syrup.
I don't need anything.
Oh,
Hey, Odie, may I have a talk with you, please?
okay. I'm sure.
And what happens when you find these people you're looking for, Shadow and Momo?
Thanks.
We wish to honor them.
Alright, come with me.
They're the last survivors.
Honor them how?
Making them part of our congregation.
So you aim to convert them?
Maybe.
I
I
don't
don't
know
know
about
the
Momo, but I
preacher's
was told to seek him
plans.
out and ask him questions.
He may have answers for you.
Possibly.
And only when everything's ready do I get to meet the preacher?
When we're ready. Maybe, if you'd like, I can bring a congregation here and you can listen to our sermons. And you'll see we are trying to help these people.
I'll have to talk to Audie and Lewis about that. And obviously it would have to be at a time when they're around. Because they're the ones that are very... The nice lady and... I'm just gonna call him Angry Plate Carrier, man. They care a lot about what you guys seem to be doing. They're like the Scooby-Doo, yeah.
Scooby-Doo.
Kid detectives. I don't think they quite understand what the cult is. I don't fault them for it. But when the Bagheads originally showed up, apparently they went to town trying to find info out about the cult. Finds out Bagheads aren't cult.
If they are, I've never heard of them. But the
They're
preacher doesn't tell me everything.
they're very Catholic. They would harm anyone who shot any of the murals on the wall.
Huh.
Doesn't sound like you
Doesn't
guys.
sound like us.
I didn't think so.
So about when do you think you'll be ready?
Weeks, months,
Hmm.
hard to say.
Well, that's unfortunate. Hmm. I don't suppose there's any way that I could speak to this priest of yours.
Hmm. I can ask, but I cannot promise.
Well, I'd consider
He
myself
is
lucky.
very careful.
I'd also like to speak to him. I'm sure Lewis would too.
I can taste his desire to shoot me on my tongue.
Me? Or Lou?
The man in the back.
How does it taste?
Martha. But
Like
trust me.
fire,
Just fire. No blood,
smoke,
no suffering.
ash.
What's he talking about?
He's thinking that you really want to shoot him. Well, I don't know. Maybe true, maybe not.
I mean, I thought it crossed my mind.
You know, as we say, sometimes may be good, sometimes may be bad.
Well, this isn't my turf.
Right?
And I thank you for that. I know it's probably rough for you guys. But some people really want answers. If you don't
Koshai.
It's
have to,
alright, don't worry. I don't really even want to shoot him.
Yeah, that's
It's no
the.
use.
He just mentioned that name.
That was the name of your visitor. Koshai. The old
Ah,
man.
Martha. You're not gonna shoot him. Don't act as a bodyguard.
The wretched old beast he was.
Well, he's dead now.
Oh, I know. They're all dead.
There's parts of them left.
Fragments. It is the job of the Grim to find them and bring them together.
Well, maybe you could find some if you give us some information that you're blatantly holding back.
Dugout coming.
I cannot endanger myself or my job.
Hmm.
Not until
But you
my
can't-
task is complete.
But you can do your job a lot better if you know certain information.
I know only what I need to know. The priest doesn't tell me more than that.
Yes, I would very much like to speak with him. I have a theory that I think that we could, well, I'm not sure if it would be mutually beneficial, but it would definitely help one of us if we work together. Potentially both, though. I'm not quite sure. You see, I think I know where you're all going, and I think that I can use that to get home, too.
Hmm. On the fourth Friday of the month, we'll be there. Come and find us.
Which there?
You said you know.
Well, I have a theory. I haven't quite finished it yet.
Follow your nose.
Fourth Friday of the month.
Yes.
Gonna give me a little bigger hint than that?
It wasn't for you. It was for him.
Yeah, this one's excitable though.
You'll find our congregation if clever boy. And I think you are.
Well, in that,
What
you
happens
said
if
you
we
would tell
show
me the meaning of the number 12, but you never did. I'm still curious.
Oh, the old doctrine. 12 groups of survivors. 12 human sacrifices. Meant to bring him back to the world. They failed.
But do you aim to succeed where they fail?
We don't believe they can succeed.
Then what is the new doctrine's goal?
For now, to rebuild the congregation. But the priest sees the way forward. The old scribe was a madman. But he had moments of clarity. In those moments, there are instructions. The priest interprets it. As he learns, I will learn.
Okay. And how many Grims are there?
Weeper, Creeper, Jeeper, Sleeper, and Reaper.
What's the purpose of the last one?
Guess.
Probably to kill someone, I imagine. Just one, or is he your executioner?
To kill me if I fail.
I'm sorry, you might have stated it, but what is your exact goal? What is your task?
To oversee the Weeper.
Chain of
To
command.
make sure he's not leaving bad blood in his wake.
Hmm. And Weeper was looking for the one who crawls named Misery?
Yes.
Was it related to the men who crawled in here and killed themselves?
He was.
But he wasn't Misery.
Misery died in another place.
Then what's Weeper's?
Together, the fringe believers had rebuilt the congregation.
So Shadow and Moon.
I wouldn't say Shadow is a believer. But she cared for one of us. She cared for the only one of us who saw that the old ones were fools.
I don't know. Who?
And do
Seems
you
you
not know
might
where
know.
she lives?
Did you say you know where she is?
I know roughly where you can find her.
You wish.
Where?
Ha! You remember what we just talked about a minute ago? You need to tell me what your group were going to do with Red Star and why you wanted her. Because I know you know.
I don't know what Koshai's plan was.
Well, then I guess you don't know where Shadow resides.
I'll
Keep,
find her.
Hmm. Not that I care. She's a vicious bitch. So good luck with that one.
No luck needed.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure when you find her, you'll have a nice conversation before she or one of her other wolves kills you.
Am I supposed to fear death?
I don't think you seem to care about death.
I don't fear it.
Well, the air got a little tense, I feel. Tenser than it was.
Well, next time you talk to this priest, can you please mention that Martha Max would like to speak with him?
Marthanax.
Martha Max!
Marthomax.
Yes.
I will.
Excellent.
Of course. Oh, Adi.
Yeah.
He mentioned if we wanted, he would bring the congregation here and show us how they're wanting to help people.
Oh, that's very nice of him. I like to try and help people.
Weeper spoke highly of you.
Sure. Are you hungry?
I don't need anything.
Oh. Well, this is the dugout. If there's anything you need, you can just have it.
That is kind of you.
Do you have any stories? I like stories. Not very good at telling stories. Could you tell me a story?
Now is not a good time. But I'll return with the congregation and we'll tell a
Okay.
grand story.
A grand story.
Oh, yes.
How long? Till you return, of course, not the story.
Hard to say.
Why did all those people hurt themselves outside last week?
Because one of them died.
They are fragile.
Oh.
Very fragile. They have been poisoned by an old doctrine. It put them in a place where they exist between the torment of existence and the horror of non-being.
Well, that's really sad.
We think so too.
Do you need help with anything?
I have all the help I need.
Oh, okay.
Sounds like you're still looking for people, though.
We are. We'll find them.
So, you said Grim Reaper watches and makes sure if you screw up, he takes your life. Who watches the Reaper?
No one watches the Reaper.
What if he
He
fails?
watches all of us. He's here now, watching all of you.
Wow, that's really nice of him. You know, he seems really important, and to waste his time watching somebody like me is kind of, well, makes me feel a little special.
Are you
Death
referring to
is important.
Are you referring to the concept of death, not an actual person?
Oh, he's very real. He
Concept
sees
of death?
everything.
Oh, well then I guess I'm not being watched.
What happens when he fails, then?
He doesn't fail.
Everyone fails.
We
Hmm.
all die.
Hmm.
We're injured and we awake again. But someday, we all die.
Everyone dies. That's the cruel
Everything
joke.
dies.
That's the cruel joke of this reality, is everything dies. But hey, some
Cruel.
takes...
No. Necessary. What does it mean if it goes on forever?
Life means what you find in it. If it goes on forever, you just find new meanings. New things.
Means nothing if it's infinite.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's a perspective to hold. It's not one that I'll hold. Because at the end of the day, just because life might be... could be infinite, doesn't mean it has no meaning, because nothing around you is infinite. Everything is limited, has a purpose. Every enjoyment, every conversation.
And eventually, everything dies.
And eventually, everything bones.
I'm sorry.
I mean, pardon my everything you like. Sprout out down
Don't
the
eat with.
Harrison.
Don't talk with your mouth full. Take your
Sorry.
mask off. He was trying to say, and eventually everything is born. You know, like a cycle. Everything dies, but then everything is born again. For example,
Yes,
I
thank
could
you.
shoot you in the face, and probably maybe 2 or 3 weeks later, another weird cultist fuck would come through the door.
It wouldn't be me.
No, it wouldn't. It'd be somebody else. Someone else that was born in the cycle. You get me?
You die, someone else, he's born.
Maybe not anymore.
When was the last time you saw a child?
That's a good point.
Sorry? I mean, Tora's around.
Yeah, there's Tora. He really likes cars.
He's like 12.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd say earlier.
Oh yeah, so earlier today. Well, I don't know if he's technically a child. He's more of a little kid.
Today? I mean, yeah, I guess that technicality does exist. But I mean, I feel like it still fits the example pretty well, right? So yeah, earlier today.
Life will always find a way.
Yeah, and also when you say that death never fails, or maybe it always does.
Maybe.
For death to have a meaning, life must exist. For life to have a meaning, death must exist. It
Okay,
is
Ross,
the equilibrium.
That makes sense, I guess.
I mean, life can have a meaning without death. Death just can't have a meaning without life. So when you think about it, death needs life, but life doesn't need death.
Exactly.
I can't say I agree.
I mean, I'm sure you're not here to talk politics anyway.
This is more philosophy.
Philosophy, yeah, you're right, you're right.
Semantics.
No, you're right, it's philosophy. Right?
Do you need one of these?
No.
Oh, okay.
They all seem to walk around in damaged attire.
Oh, like those people with the bags on their heads.
But apparently they're not related to the people with the bags on their heads. Anyone else got any...
Where are you
Oh,
going?
actually,
Oh. To the congregation.
Oh,
I know you said you wouldn't tell us, but what if we follow?
I wouldn't lead you.
well, if it's a
God
long
damn it,
walk, you
man.
might get
That was
hurt
what we were
or
gonna do
shot.
anyway, but now you just went and told him. God damn it. You don't tell him your plan.
I mean, it wasn't my plan.
I mean, you...
I wasn't gonna follow him.
Yeah,
now you've
What if
said
I
that
just
you weren't
walked
gonna
with
do
him
it.
hand in hand?
Well, now he knows that
Well,
we're going
usually
to
when I
anyway,
go
so
on a
there's no
long
point.
walk, people tell
Yeah.
me that I should bring a gun. I wouldn't shoot anybody anyway, but do you need a gun? So you can
I
defend
don't
yourself.
need anything.
Oh, okay.
What if you're attacked?
If I'm attacked
I
and
don't
I
think he
die,
cares.
I die. I
And
asked
somebody
before,
else
should
will
I
take
fear death?
But everyone deserves to have a fighting chance.
I do.
But
I don't want to die,
they're apparently
but
just
I
like
do anyway.
zealots. Like they're like lemmings. They just come, they deliver messages, then they walk off a cliff or whatever. They don't care.
Surely, however, if you do not
Look,
die with value, then your death has no value in of itself.
but their value is to serve. They're zealots. They just serve their higher priests and so forth.
Yes, but there has been
Well, he
religions
must be
which
really important
worship
then.
death, and even then, death must have a value. There must be a value behind the death.
Well, there is
Look
usually,
at
but
What's
look at the
there?
Vikings.
well, look at the Aztecs. They said to sacrifice people was like a great honor. So,
It's true.
like I said, they're just zealots, man. They kidnapped one of our number last year and
Well, I
did things.
when I made this place, I didn't know that you used to live here. Is that why you keep coming back here and talking to us?
Grim?
Sir? Martha Max? Are you gonna fight him too? Or did you mean to freeze him or
Oh,
Martha Max? What?
what is this dark
That's the magician trick.
Well, Martha Max is a wizard. He
Did you
does
use
these kinds of
voodoo?
things. No, he's a wizard. He
Person?
does these kinds of things. Martha Max. What?
You know, teleporting people.
We weren't
is
gonna
real.
hurt him. You didn't have to disappear him.
Right, I say we execute the wizard for heresy. Outside.
What?
No, I'm just joking.
Harris.
I'm just fucking.
How do we know she's a witch? She's got a wart and a funny nose, and she looks like what
Heresy.
turned me into a...
Fucking heretic. Oh, there he is.
Welcome back.
Well, see, when I made the dugout, I didn't know that this church used to be where you lived. Is that the reason that you keep coming here?
We never lived here.
Oh.
Not to my knowledge. May I
Well-
show you something?
Sure.
Come with me. Ah. You see this marker? This plot?
Yeah. Yeah.
This is where the bull is buried. The Minotaur. Sacha Jenny. This courtyard is where he died.
Was he your friend?
I never knew him,
Oh.
but the woman who runs with wolves did. She knew him very well.
See, it seems like we need to have a conversation with a certain shadow.
So, wizard, is that your doing over there? You're making things fly.
Right here.
We're up there, innit?
It was
Is that what you're
right
doing?
here where he died.
How did he?
Zombie. You not see that?
He stood here with the only people in the world that didn't see him as a monster. And he convinced them he was,
Did not realize
to
that.
save the woman who runs with wolves.
Guy.
So, yeah,
Okay.
mustache. We don't know why.
He stood here.
Bear from Black Cross. He's been in there for hours.
She stood here. Tex stood here. Crust stood here.
This was an
And
execution.
right
wasn't it?
here, this is where Dixie lay when the Minotaur broke her nose. Tex shot him. Yari took the body and buried him right here.
Yeah. For condolences, I think.
He was the only one. The only one able to escape it. And he gave it up to save those he cared for.
Hey Rasta, could you scope out the northeast? I think it is. Just up, just past the tent. Just scope it out. I haven't got an optic on.
Okay.
I don't think we should be too worried about people at the moment.
This thing. I just have my optics not powerful. I haven't got an optic. To
This
do it with.
is why this church is
I
significant
can't
to us
see
now.
anything, but
Because of the-
it's just too quiet.
This. Multiple people told us this was the cult church.
They're wrong.
It's just the grave. That's it.
The grave of the bull. The Minotaur.
Cult shit.
He hated what they did to him, and we hated too.
Yeah, so the cult is here. We're having a good chat.
His executioners or the old doctor?
We really don't. This guy's super
The old doctrine.
Sounds like at the end of the day, you guys got your revenge. What I understand, all of the old doctrine is basically dead.
Killed themselves. The cowards. But we start anew.
So the
Are
cult
you
is
gonna
back.
hurt people?
No, they're not gonna
Some.
hurt them. They're gonna make them suffer. That's what they do.
Some will suffer.
Do you intend any harm to Audie? And those around
If I did, would I still be standing here?
her?
Or would there be another grave?
Another great what?
Another grave.
Oh, you're asking me if you did, would I... Okay. No, I probably won't myself hurt you. More because I'm curious. She probably wouldn't like it if I hurt
I couldn't hurt someone the Weeper thinks so highly of. That would not be kind of me.
you. What about those around her?
He is fond of everyone here.
And if he wasn't?
Well, I was a little scared that people might be mad that I made a store here, and I didn't want to upset anybody.
So long as the grave is undisturbed, there is no problem.
Noted. Ooh. Hello? Who is this?
My name is Lewis.
Oh, it's Lewis.
Excuse me. Hi, it's me, Lewis.
Louis,
Lewis, another Grim showed up.
Oh,
The church isn't theirs. The grave is.
well, I'm gonna go and get that cow so nobody here starves to death. I'll be back.
Okay.
So strange.
What is...
When you're used to not feeling, sudden emotion is strange.
What are you feeling, buddy?
Contempt.
You really hate that old doctrine, eh? Or do you hate the man who shot
The man who shot the bull. The old doctrine.
him?
What
What
they
about the
did to
person?
me and what they've done to others.
What about the person the bull saved?
We wish to honor her.
Lewis,
Yeah.
we know who the woman who runs with wolves is, and we know who the one who feigns nice is now.
Well, who are they?
Shadow and Momo.
What about the man who doesn't speak?
He's dead. Killed himself in Chernogorsk. Left from a building when the Weeper found him. Mistook the Weeper for a believer of the old doctrine, and he jumped.
They're nothing like the old cult, it seems. They don't even think they can bring Papa back, it sounds like.
Not the way the old doctrine described it.
Do you have a way with this new one?
Yeah, I gotta go ahead and leave for a quick second, but I'm gonna keep recording while I'm gone.
The priest is studying, making sense of nonsense, pulling sanity out of madness.
I very much would like to meet your priest.
In time,
No, yeah, and so.
there's work to do. I must go find her. Yes.
Shadow? You're not gonna find her that easily.
Right,
I
find the
must
location.
try.
There's somewhere he might be able to find them or bait them into finding them.
Yeah, but I don't think, in present company, that's a good thing to discuss.
No.
You will return.
I or the others.
Right? And one day you'll bring your congregation by?
Yes. If the priest allows it.
I have a bad feeling about this, Lewis.
Don't mind.
Martha Max. The fourth Friday.
What if
Don't forget.
what if someone besides him finds on the fourth
Then what will happen will happen.
Friday? Okay. I'll see if I can find Shadow and say you're looking for her.
Thank you.
Did he leave?
Yeah, he's
So
off to continue his work.
Audrey, you got blood all over your hands. You need to wash that off.
Oh, look, now I have a red heart. Red's my favorite color.
You'll
Please
give
don't
yourself
kill
food
the
poisoning if you don't keep your hands clean.
I know, I will before I eat. Which way did he go?
Here, towards the city.
Oh, oh, he's right there.
Martha Max, while you were daydreaming, you said, "Remember the fourth Friday. Don't forget it."
Maybe, Martha Max, maybe you could follow him and see what he's talking about.
Fucking hell, I've been muted.
I could go with you. It could be like an adventure.
Yes,
Please make sure that. Please make sure they don't kill.
This whole thing puts me on edge. If I've learned anything from my time with the CSC in Sanctuary,
wait, why are there two of them suddenly?
or with the Vanguard, this
Jim's
makes me feel
following him.
uneasy.
Who is?
It doesn't make me feel uneasy. Let it be. We're gonna play it
Jim.
out. Make sure Jim doesn't kill him. Okay?
Very well. Let's go.
Keep safe.
Who just shot?
Somebody just shot like right by my fucking head. Was he trying to shoot me? Because that went right by my fucking head. I don't mean to alarm you, but a shot just rang out from up the hill.
Yeah, I know.
Was that you?
That was my shot. That was our shot, yeah.
Why the bloody
Just
hell did you
testing his
shoot at us?
temperament. We didn't. We shot at his feet just to test his temperament.
No, a shot flew by our heads.
Pretty good. Yeah, yeah. It was directed at him, at his feet. Don't worry.
How do you aim at someone's feet and miss someone's head by inches?
No, we weren't aiming. Ugh. We were shooting at his feet to see if he'd shit himself, but he didn't. I.e., testing his temperament.
So you didn't see the shot fly over your head as well?
Well, I called for the shot over radio, didn't I? So I was obviously going to expect it. Jesus Christ! For a wizard, you're not very fucking smart, are you?
Well, everyone else is convinced it came from up the hill.
Oh, I didn't fire it.
Yeah, this
Well,
he's definitely claiming that
He's
that's
not
his
going to
shot.
take me where I want him to because he knows I'm going to follow him, so you're welcome to go and get eaten.
What?
Have fun.
Very well. I tried to tell that to him, and he was like, no, I called it over the radio. That's my shot. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? And he's like, I aimed at the guy's feet. And I'm like, then why did it go past our heads and over yours as well? And he was like, that was my shot. I'm sorry about earlier. I had to go attend to something. I had a daydream. I was told you said something to me?
I don't fear anything.
Is that what you said to me earlier?
I'm having trouble understanding what you're saying.
My condolences. For a moment at the church, I was daydreaming about something, and I was told you said something to me, and then you walked away.
Oh, I told you not to forget. The fourth Friday. Be there.
I'm still not quite sure where there is. I know that there's a few places that I haven't investigated yet. I'm not sure. Is it one of the witching circles? Am I at least close?
Be there.
Hmm. He never really... no. What are the witching circles? Yeah, I suppose it could be one of those, but if it isn't, then... Well, that's the one over in the west, and there's the one down by Gorka that does kind of tell me what let's see. Yes. Indeed. Well, if... he said they killed 10. If they killed 10 and there's 2 left, then that means that 12 is the... Well, yes, they said 12 is the number. If there's 2 left, I just need to figure out what they haven't. But how do I find that information out? I don't know if there's anyone that knows that can tell me that. I don't think it's here. It certainly can't be. No, it's not. It's not one of their like more. It's a grave site. It's not. It's not anything like that. This is quite frustrating. I suppose that well, he said the old doctrine was bad. So what is the new doc? How do I find that information? I think I'm going to need more information. This is so frustrating.
Fucked up and didn't film the beginning of it.
Quite the adventure. I mean, we found some guys that live.
Yes.
Those are the guys that every time they come by, we're always yelling, and then they get scared and they leave.
All week. Like I said, it happens on a Sunday. It's surprising how that happens. Really fast. Exactly what we needed. He needed an AK mag and I needed a PU scope, and fucking right there it was in that big red shed
Right.
complex. The barracks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I like,
What are the odds?
Oh shit.
Oh, it's the
So-
wizard man.
Should I have
What
asked
happened,
Burn
anyone?
him.
Max?
I say we burn him at the stake.
Is everything okay?
Oh, I'm worried that I won't be able to figure things out in time. It's the 4th Friday's very
But
close.
I think you're
Do
really
you not know
you're
what he
really
was talking
smart.
about, wizard man?
You'll
Would
get
you like
it.
me to tell you?
What do you think?
He's
you
talking
know?
about the rocks. There's a rock
Oh,
pattern.
The
Where
witching
is
circle
it?
that we went to the other
Well,
day.
yes, but which one? There's
Yes.
multiple.
Well, not the one by
No.
Gorka, the one by Patoshka.
Yes, the one near Pristoshka.
Well, that seems rather
Yeah,
obvious.
it did.
But there must be something else that he was leaving for me to figure out before I go there. I can't think of what.
Hmm. He did say something about following your nose, whatever that means.
Yes, I'm not quite sure about that one.
Red's my favorite color. Look, I have a red heart now.
Do you think I should have asked any other questions?
No. I mean, he wasn't giving me what I wanted to know, so I didn't feel like telling him. Damn it.
Jim, I feel like even if you told them, you still can't really find Shadow that easily.
Well, I know they hang out in those western woods an awful lot.
Yeah, but so does New Blackpaw.
Oh, do they?
Blackpaw
Yeah.
hangs out in the northern woods too.
Yeah,
And they
that's where
hang
I
out
thought
in
they would
our
hang out.
woods. And they hang out apparently in Cherno too. But yeah.
What's up, Yoda? You seem depressed. I just told you where the witching circle was.
Well, I knew where it was. We've already been there.
Yeah, I
Well,
showed him where it was. We went there the other day.
that's where you have to go on the 4th Friday of the month, or whatever the fuck he said.
I'm worried that that's not the case.
Well, maybe it's not.
There was a lot of discussion about, well,
That's
he was
what I
saying
would've
that they
thought.
got rid of the old doctrine. If the old doctrine had that as one of their sacred places, then why would they go back?
Well, for the same reason he came back here, this was part of their old doctrine, was it not? He was talking about the graves and all this shit and blah 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 outside about a
Yeah.
minotaur and all this shit, so he
Yes,
came
but
back here.
that wasn't doctrine. That was him visiting a fallen comrade. That's completely different.
Well, I mean, you're basically
Didn't know
saying that,
him.
yeah, you know, he didn't, it's, they're one and the same. All their stuff will be linked, won't it? So,
I suppose.
some fucking Jedi Master you are.
I just think it has to be more complicated than that. Like, there must be something I'm missing.
You know who you need is your friend Vex.
I say we hang
He's
him
really
for heresy.
clever, right?
Yes.
Maybe there's a way to bring him here. I bet he would be smart, and he could help you.
Well, again, smart and clever are two different things. I think he would definitely cause some interesting things to happen.
Fucking
Oh.
wizard.
As long as there's no children here, he should be fine. I still can't believe he tried to cut that boy's ear off. Jesus, that's a lot of meat.
I feel like I'm gonna get sniped at any second. You know, say you could shoot through some of these crosses.
Just the one in the front.
Oh hey, I just jumped in for that comment. That was great. I love that part. No one will doubt me again, motherfuckers! So the full context is me and Tob/Orwell are running down there, right? And about halfway there, while we're running along the power lines that go around Gorka, all of a sudden, a bunch of wolves show up, so we
Sorry,
hightail
we're
one of
gonna
those gypsy
shoot off.
wagons. We're sitting there,
Go
open the
back up
door,
to
take
the
a
Okay.
pot shot, close the door because we have
But
the single load
we'll
guns.
catch you later. Well,
Finally,
we're
we run
still
out
on
of
for next
bullets,
Sunday,
and
right?
we just try to open the door and get the wolves to
Yeah.
in time so we can knife them to death.
Cool.
That doesn't work, and Todd
Alright,
gets one
we'll
see
shot
you
by
around.
one of them.
See you later.
So
Okay,
Take care of
bye.
yourself.
naturally, because of all the
And
shooting
be careful
and everything,
about those
eventually,
Kiltus guy.
you
I
know,
think
who
they
else
want you
but
for some
fucking
reason.
Iris and a couple of her boys show up.
Okay.
And so we're like, well, not we. I logged out because I was like, well, there's no other ways to get rid of these wolves, and I don't want to die to knifing wolves, so whatever. Log back in, and all of a sudden I hear, oh, hey, he just woke up. Don't move. And there's a Mosin pointed at my face. And I'm like, oh, no. I found out later that apparently they were getting ready to report me for combat logging, thinking that I killed a player and logged out. When in reality, he died to wolves, and then I logged out because I was like, well, I can't fight 7 wolves on my own with no bullets and no gun. So they were about to like OOC do some like fucking detective work, hold me up there, and then like get an admin on my ass until I was just like, yeah, I was here with a guy, and then the wolves killed him. And I went to bed to see if they would leave, and they were like, I don't believe you, there's no wolves. And literally right after they said that, the wolves howled and came back down the hill. Like, not even seconds later, and I was like, see, they're right there. And they were just like, oh shit, yeah, I guess so. And then they were like, what's your name anyway? And I told them, and they were like, oh, you, yeah, we know about you. You should come with us. We're going to take you to meet Draven. I had a very pleasant experience because I had a recommendation. I told one of the other damn members that I was a wizard and I was looking for the werewolf, and he basically lost his shit and had to go lie down for a minute. So then he was just like, yeah, you know what? You should go meet Draven. Draven knows a lot about the cult. You should talk to him. So he put in a good word for me, and that's how I got held up by Dam and not murdered. And I went to see Draven and Gorka, and everything was super cool. They've got like a really nice base, by the way, but, you know, besides the point. So I get there, and I'm like chatting with them, and everything's chill, and all of a sudden server restart hits. But I didn't get to log out in time, so I like fucking jumped backwards outside of the whole base, log back in, and I'm just like, there's 2 options here. The first option is I run away and I go to fight night on time and potentially see them there and get fucked over. Option 2 is I do the right thing and start yelling that something happened and I teleported outside their base. Option 2 essentially proved that I was a wizard in their minds. So they were like, yeah, you must be a wizard. You teleported out, but then you got back in. Just to prove you could. What a guy. And, yeah, one very interesting conversation later, and Bullet constantly screaming over all the other damn members, saying that he just wanted to go fucking punch somebody. They were like, hey, we're going to fight night. You're coming with us. And I was like, I was going anyways. That's great. And they're like, yeah, well, you're coming with us. And I was like, okay, awesome. Let's go. And I told them a bunch of stories along the way, and I told them about Bozo and the clowns and how they're super nice, and about, like, my research into the cult. And I told them that Goblin showed up, and then they stopped, like, full stop, like, everybody stopped moving and was like, you need to tell us everything about what you just said right now. So I did, and then they were like, oh, well, Goblin's a traitor. And I was like, yeah, I heard that he used to be part of the Vanguard, and then he started shooting people at the dugout. He seems like kind of a jerk. And they were like, ah, so he's just a traitor all around. Well, we definitely want to talk to Audie about him. Yeah, they weren't going to hurt anybody. They literally just wanted to talk to Audie. Fair. So yeah, then after that we chatted it up. We went to fight night, and Iris kept saying how she was hoping what's his name? Wee Woo? I don't know why I kept wanting to call him Woo Woo or some bullshit, but Iris kept saying that she really hoped that Wee Woo was there because he has a really annoying voice and she's looking forward to killing him. But he wasn't there. And then they were like, oh, exhibition match, we just got here. We have a wizard, he's going to be fighting. And you know the rest of that story. After that, I basically just chilled for a bit. I had like a long phone call I had to take, so I was just kind of like stuck in the Black Sheep base because I didn't want to be running around on my phone and have somebody come up and try to talk to me. So I just kind of chilled in the corner. Nobody really questioned it. And then they were like, hey, we're going to the dugout. Do you want to come with? And I was just like, I was supposed to go to South to Cherno. Had some stuff to look into there, but yeah, whatever. And so we went, and nothing really happened along the way. Everybody was just talking in character, and we kept losing this one guy that kept lagging out. We kept having to wait for him. He definitely wasn't in a chat with them or anything, because we had to use gunshots to like figure out what was happening with him. What the fuck did I just jump through? Oh yeah, Anthony yelled at Bear in character, and then they argued out of character.